Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Welcome to the channel. My name is Darula Plays, and you are on Farming Simulator 17's map, Westbridge Hills. I welcome you today. I'm glad you are here and joining me. You catch me working with a local farmer on his field. Indeed duty. Unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot going on here at Westbridge Hills today. The bees are doing their bee thing, which we'll check on that here in just a wee little bit. And the tractor is actually on helper at the moment, plowing field 17. In between episodes, what I did was I've been playing around with some settings and a myriad of options, trying to get the plowing situation corrected, trying to figure out like how to make it so that I have to plow and I have to fertilize. Well, I can't show you at the moment. I will have to show you after I'm done with this field. But what I notice is if you go into the menu options, there's a periodic plowing option in the settings menu that makes it so that you have to plow the field. Makes it a little bit more realistic. And I've wanted to play with that and see what all is involved and if it really gives you a much better yield. It's supposed to. And then with the option below that, again, I will show this all to you here in a few minutes. What it does is tells you how many times you need to fertilize the field. And when you fertilize the field, the more times you fertilize it, it too gives you a higher yield. Let me go ahead and finish up with this field, and we'll take a look at that menu. Now here comes the fun part. It is almost impossible with this crop type to figure out where I missed. And you can't see the ground. So all I can do at this point is just go from really, really high . There's some there, I think. Just to see if I can figure out what I missed. Because there's quite a wedge that I missed. But it's like looking at one of them 1990s 3D pictures where you have to see the image within the image. And unfortunately, I was never any good at those. I think I found most of my wedge here. Good thing we have infinite fertilizer. Unfortunately, we don't have infinite time. Alright, we're almost there. Sorry for the silence, guys. I'm just really trying to focus here and trying to figure out what it is I'm missing. Because again, I'm down to a tiny little wedge. And I'm sure some of you would recommend, you know, hey, get the GPS mod and all that. Maybe. If I do many more maps like this, or many more fields like this, I very well might. But right now, I just, you know, I don't have it. And, you know, I'm not going to worry about it at this time, so. It just makes doing this extremely hard, so. looks like I found the rest of my wedge here. Oh, there we go. That was painful. A tiny little bonus. What a pain in the rear. So yeah, let me show you what I was talking about earlier. Oh, and by the way, I turned on plowing. I also turned on colorblind feature. It's an option in Farming Simulator where for people who have trouble seeing different colors, different shades, um, they change what colors are used. Usually it's blues and red. Well, they took that out, so they made it yellow. So yellow means needs plowed. Unfortunately, that means the whole map. So all you see is yellow. Um, right now, you can see Helper C is going up and down the field. I'll have to go over and take care of the edging later. What I wanted to show you was this right here, periodic plowing required. So I put it on, it was on off before. So unfortunately, I didn't do any plowing before, but now periodic plowing and fertilizer states, which means I have to plow the field 3 times, or excuse me, not plow, fertilize the field 3 times. When I fertilize the field 3 times, it's supposed to increase the yield. I think it's something like 10% or more per stage, something of that sort. Um, so yeah, that's where we stand right now. Um, as always, you know, we have our bees. The bees are doing what bees do. Let's see what we got here. 12%. Okay. Before I brought you guys into the farm today, I did get another stack. So we're just going to try to get 1 or 2 more out of the bees, and then we'll take it all over and see what kind of money we can get. Looks like 62%, and we'll have the 4th hive for the bee house. And then we'll think about getting another another house. It just dawned on me. Oh, I'm silly. I just realized my money went up and I was trying to figure out why. Because I just helped out that farmer. So one other thing I added between episodes, I added this workshop. This is for making repairs / making changes to your tractors without having to go all the way to the store. Which means I can show you, not that, you've seen this already, the Rostelmash. This guy. Now, this is our case. The Puma. And what I discovered was if I put him in a workshop, I can change out the tires. I can change out if he has a front loader attachment. I can also increase the engine size by 2 more engine types. I think for a max of almost 300 horsepower. Fortunately, this plow only requires, excuse me, I think like 180. I should have upgraded the engine and gone with a bigger plow. I originally thought this was going to be plenty, and the engine is plenty, but the plow could have easily been another size bigger, or 2 sizes bigger. This is a relatively large field, and that's why I have it on a helper instead of doing it myself. Moving on. Let's get away from the bees. So, I'm a little short on funds, unfortunately. And with that guy plowing over there, there isn't a whole lot more I can do, especially if I don't have another tractor. Now, I could maybe think about getting a real cheap tractor, but there's really no such thing as a cheap tractor. Let's take a look and see what's at the low end. Let's see, the Hurleyman is 88 horsepower, then you go up to 70, like down to 75, sorry. The Stair is 99, then you get into the T5. I'm trying to steer away from the big boys because it just, I use these guys all the time. And in Farming Simulator 15, it was always New Holland because they were just kind of all around good tractors. The T4 and I think the T8. I want to go with something else. The Lindner is a 102. I guess I should really check and see what I have in terms of planters. Now that's a cultivator. That needs 180 horsepower. And my sower needs 180 horsepower as well. That's not very good. That's no bueno. That's what I have right now. But if you go into if you select it, you can change out the engine, and you can go up to 240, which gives you 270 horsepower. Right now I'm at 225. So you can do wheel weights, which I had originally, didn't realize it. You can do wide tires, narrow tires, which is good for sowing, or not sowing, sorry, fertilizing. Then there's rear twin wheels, which is what I have right now, or your standard tires. Front loader attacher I have because I apparently have a bucket and a front loader and didn't realize it. So I need a minimum of 180. Let's see. Now we're into. There you go. There's your fast track. Let me go up the line a little bit and see if any of the mods. Let's see. That's a good shunting tractor. That's from the Platinum expansion. Stara. That's a big star, 150. This is a mod I downloaded. The Fiat Agri is a really, really nice tractor. It's at 180, so it really is the absolute minimum. But this thing is not lacking um in extras. I have this on another map. I did the wheel setup. I have this tractor on another map. I did the wheel setup for rear twin wheels, and it looks so beastly. And with this real rugged, older style body, it looks like something out of Mad Max. It's really, really cool looking. But it's what is it? It's 33,000. Um, I could try leasing it. What's the lease price on this? If I put, oh, I don't need the front loader. Short pre-filter. That's one of these guys here. I think it's that. I could leave the price down and leave it at short. I could do rear twin wheels and show you guys what I'm talking about. You can leave the rest of this alone. The lease would still be 29.20, but I run the risk of it being too not powerful enough because of the hills. But let me see what a 180 is down here. It's a 210. Let's try a 210. The lease for a 210 setup. Can I go? Can't go any lower than that. Still 13.7. That's insane. Let me mull this over for a few minutes and get back with you. Alright guys, well welcome back. So here's the Fiat Agri that I was just talking about. And you can see what I'm talking about with the big beefy tires and that real imposing body. Before I get ahead of myself, you're probably asking, well, where was this a minute ago? Where did you come from? I went ahead and I leased it. Not the smartest thing. Leasing can be a little convoluted and the pricing's all whatever. The biggest problem is it's only 180 horsepower. I really need to figure out if this is going to work, but I needed something. This was the cheapest I could go without really like just a massive amount of money. We're pretty much breaking the bank. So, and I really want to get I want to get field 16 cultivated and sown. It's already been plowed. I can, if I go into the map here, I can show you. You see how it's not yellow anymore? Maybe there's sections that are yellow, but whatever. So 16's been plowed. But it hasn't been cultivated or... Oh, it has been cultivated. Oh, well that's good news. I can at least get the sower going then on a helper. That would be ideal. Okay, cool. Soil composition fertilized. So I need to get it. I need to get one fertilization going, but I'm pretty sure the Rapid A600S is a double duty. So why don't we go ahead Whoops, wrong button, sorry. And let's get this guy fired up. Listen to those sounds. Isn't that great? The animation on the exhaust, too, is so awesome. Let's throw on some lights. Looks like a pretty foggy morning. Overcast. It's probably going to rain. That is a lot of light for an older tractor. That is just so many levels awesome. Let's get the heck out of here. Hey, welcome back all. You catch me hooking this lovely Fiat Agri tractor up to the sower. Hopefully. Excellent, excellent. That stinks. It's only a sower, it's not a fertilizer, and I don't think I have a fertilizer, and I don't really have them. I'm gonna have to go lease that too, I guess. Let's go ahead and get this thing filled up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill it all the way. That's close enough. What is close? Okay. Let's head off for the field. That has me concerned. That really has me concerned, because if it was that hard to pull it up the hill without running, then what's it gonna do when it's running? Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we? And we're underway here. We've got the sower going on a helper, just flying downhill. I'm just gonna sit back and watch for a few minutes and just see what ends up happening. I'm not very optimistic with this particular piece of equipment. Unfortunately, I'm still on 2 helpers, but the work is tedious, and I'm not really into doing tedious work today. I just want to see what this guy's gonna do. Alright guys, moment of truth. Well, he actually made it. Not ideal, because, you know, that was down to 5 miles per hour, but he did make it. Because this is a road here, I'm actually going to jump into the menu and turn traffic off. I don't like doing that because it kind of takes away from the immersion. Being on a helper, it's not going to be very good. Great. So I'll leave him to do that. Get a new crop going in the field. Speaking of fields, I think I'm going to pull up the map and see what we have going in terms of people we can help. Let's take a look. Because 16's on a helper being sown, 17's still being plowed. That plow I'm going to have to get rid of. Most of these are really big fields, and that plow is just not going to cut it. I'm going to have to use it for now. I mean, the fields are really big, and I don't have big equipment. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's take a look at field 20. I think field 20 is going to be a pretty easy job. Let's see what he has to say. Manure, you know what my old man told me about it? When you're up to your neck in it, it's best to spread it around. Ha! Well, anyhow, that's what's on my mind today. Probably because I've got a whole tank of slurry just sitting in a field waiting to be spread. If you want the job, it's yours. Pays $6,056, and that's no joke. Okay, thank you. I'm glad it's not. Um, let's say it's a vulture? Mock VRT? I'm not sure what that is. There's your slurry, there's your weight. Let's start it. Let's go ahead and just get her done. Lamborghini! Ooh, boy, was I wrong to the nth degree. Let's get this. Let's get this weight hooked up. Before I do that, and I hope it doesn't mess with my timing, I do want to turn down the vehicle volume by 10%. Let's see, because I think it's a little loud. I bet you're going to tell me you have trouble hearing it, or hearing me talk. That's a long field. He's got it all disoriented. Jeez. Come on, X. Wish these farmers would at least unfold their equipment before they say, "Hey, go do my job." Dude, really? Oh, and we're underway, and that was really painful trying to get this started because it was being very, very temperamental. But why don't we go ahead and do this as a time lapse and see what we do. See you in a bit. Just about finished here. Just a little bit of a sliver on the pie to finish up and hopefully be able to be over the 5-minute mark. Come on, give me my time bonus. There we go. Not too shabby, not too shabby. An extra 7,000 because I can do the maths. Ah, I love it. Let's take a quick look at what our sorry. Let's take a quick look at the map and see what our how our guy's making out over here. Okay, he's about halfway, which it's great to see that he's still going with that hill. Unfortunately, it's not. I don't think it's. I think a direct drill. I could be wrong. Um, but if it's not, then these spots where it wasn't plowed, or maybe it was anything that's not brown like this will not get converted over. By being C has a long way to go yet. But I'm going to let A keep going, and hopefully he'll finish up before long, and then I'll be able to run over and lease the other thing. Let's go ahead and do one more odd job. I don't really feel like... Let's see what he's got real quick. You know how I started when I was little? My pappy told me it was time I started pitching in, so the next day I got behind that mule in the morning I plowed. Now look at this place. Well, if you're looking for a job, I've got a field that needs to be turned over before the next sowing. No mule for you, but I've got a tractor and plow out there. 13,683. Do I want to plow or do I want to harvest? Let's go ahead and do it. 13,000, that's pretty good. So I figured it was a cultivator. Let's see if I can get this thing lined up in a timely fashion. Keep in mind, I'm not using a uh, pedals and wheel. It is a cultivator. Okay. Just for clarification's sake, um, I usually do use a controller that is a generic, Xbox 360 type um, controller that hooks up via USB. Um, that being said, I have been lax in getting it hooked up, so I continue to play with a keyboard and mouse until my fingers typically begin to cramp up, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm done playing. Oh well, c'est la vie. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Stretch. All I can say is, my goodness, is this tedious. I can understand why they gave you 28 minutes. It's long, it's tiring, it's tedious, it's annoying. Now, I realize, hey, there we go, look at that. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful money right there. Oh, that's just so pretty. So pretty. Oh, up to $36,000. Wonderful. Wunderbar. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, like, why would you call this tedious and then play this game? Well, because I like, borderline on love, this game. There's so much you can do in this. There is so much you can mod to just make it more expansive. The biggest thing, though, is I think I more enjoy the farm management aspect of it. Because I can buy tractors and implements all day long, and then I got to use one at a time, at a time, at a time. It gets a little tiring, it gets a little tedious, and it, that's why I like putting everybody on helpers. Or I like putting all the equipment on helpers, because then I can go and I can do stuff like this. I can jump from field to field and do a different task, because all this thing right here makes money. This I do with this field for this guy, it makes me money. If I'm over at my field, I don't make money. So while I've got two, yes, I'm paying two guys over there, my hard-earned cash to plow and harvest and sow my fields. But in the meantime, I'm making 4, 5, 10 times as much working these little fields. Imagine working field 9 or field 18. That's a lot of money in my pocket. The owner pays for the gas, pays for the supplies. I simply do the work. That's what the helpers are doing in the game. So that's why I do it. I do thoroughly enjoy this game. But on the flip side, some of the tasks are just tedious. So I digress. Let's go back and let's take a look at, actually, that's not even my field over there. My field's like up over somewhere. Let's find it out. The bees! Nope, only on two guys. 2 boxes. Rustle Mesh. Dude, you're still not done? Holy smokes, man. You're... he's a little more than halfway. This guy, on the other hand, is done, so let's get this folded up. Now, the sower is mine. I know this is on lease, but I need to hold on to it for a little while. I want to see if maybe I can get this, because I really, really, really like this tractor. No, I can't buy here. P. Let me just see if... Come on, thank you. Fiat Agri. I'm actually going to do... I'm not going to do the front loader. I am going to do the long filter. I'm going to do the rear twin wheels. Lift... I'm going to do... Let's do that. 37,000. If I do away with the hydraulic pistons, that's not going to make a difference. I could get one with wide tires for now and then add them on later. I'm going to return this guy here. Because that way I'm no longer getting charged for having it. Oh, man. I gotta return it to the shop, which is convenient because I gotta pick up my own. So here we are back at the shop. So now you can see the difference. This guy here has the short filter, right? Actually looks like a filter, and the double wheels. This is the one I just bought. Get these nice big wide tires, but this filter, that's just so much awesome. Let's get this returned. There, now I'm no longer getting charged for that. Though in the meantime, I'm still getting charged for the other guy. The Fiat Agri, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me that's not a piece of ingenuity. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to leave it there. Thank you again for coming around. It has been my pleasure to have you along for the ride. I hope you enjoyed this episode. A little lackluster, but let me tell you, despite the purchase of the Fiat Agri, I'm going to be doing a little work off screen in the pre-owned fields. Try to get some money into the bank, because I have a mod that I've already installed, but I don't have the money. Each building is upwards of $150,000 to $180,000. It's going to take time to put together. I also still have the other building that does the honey milk with the bees, but I need to get going with cows. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of money I need to accumulate to order parts and equipment. So I'm going to do a lot of that off screen, and then next time we get together, we're going to we're going to go on a big spending spree, buy lots of equipment, and get working so really, really well and really hardcore on this farm. Hey, thanks again for coming around. The Rule of Plays here, keeping it real with you, kicking it. Peace out, everybody. Goodbye.